Welcome to Game King and Immortal's second ever episode of Game King and Immortal's Game News. And today, we are going to be showing you 18 Wheels of Steel, Convoy. Now this is a very manly game that we're about to show you, so please, women, hold on to your seatbelts because there's so much testosterone on the screen that I don't even know what to do with it. Okay. Now, what we're going to do first, we're going to show you some game footage, then we're going to tell you some information, and then we're going to show you some gameplay, and then tell you what we think. Let's get started. Okay. So, once again, the friendly people at YouTube with all this free video hosting, and some guy named NL Matrix NL have provided us with this video footage. Now, as you can see here, you are a truck driver in this game. You driving an 18-wheeler. And what goes on is that you start out as one man who you look for jobs in all over the country. And when you find a job, an employer gives you cargo that you have to take to some other place in the country. As you can see, there are weather effects. There's some beautiful rain and clouds going on. Look at that sky right there. See, there's the sunset behind you, and later on you'll notice that there's some really nice shiny like mirror effects going on here. So yeah, basically that's your job, is you're just a truck driver, and eventually you get more trucks and more people in your convoy. That's where the name of the game comes from. You create a convoy of truck drivers, and your goal is to sort of take the business by storm and become as successful as you can. So that's a preview of the gameplay. Now let's show you some information about it. Okay. Now, first of all, we have over 35 rigs and trailers in this game. Rigs being trucks for the uninformed, and those different rigs can all look different colors. You can change the paint jobs. We're going to show you that later. It's pretty cool. There are over 40 cities coast to coast in North America, and you can even go to some cities in Canada. You can't go to Mexico, but you can go to North America and Canada. There are over 45 different kinds of cargo that you carry in your trailers, and you actually have to bid with other truck drivers in order to get these jobs. So it's a very competitive game, even if it is a single-player game. You have to go all over the place looking for jobs, which is one really cool thing. It's an open-ended game. It's sort of free play. You can just drive and do whatever you want, but then you find jobs all over the country, and you just pick one, and then you go from there, and you're sent to whatever city with your cargo. That's basically that. Let's show you some screenshots. Well, we'll show you this one, really. This is a map, the entire gameplay environment that you'll be going through. As you can see, it's huge. It's really the entire nation. And as you can see here, we have Vancouver, Calgary, Winnipeg, Thunder Bay, and Montreal, which are in Canada. And if you drive on those roads, it's very slippery with ice and snow, so it's actually really challenging. Even in Bismarck, which is an American city, you will have a little trouble with ice on the roads, which I think is a very innovative thing to add to the gameplay. They really mix things up. Another cool thing to see is that this is the map you actually see in the game, and if you look down here, you can see that there's a key right here, and each different colored dot represents something. There are gas stations, service stations, truck stops, scales. I'll talk to you about those in a minute. Truck dealers, hotels, cities, you name it. And you can click this little X, and it'll turn into a green check like that, and then whatever you're looking at will appear on the map. And so, for instance, you can click the purple dot, and then you'll see all these purple dots on the map, and those are scales. And scales, when you're a truck driver, just like in real life, you have to stop on a scale while you're on the highway or the freeway and have your truck weighed for contents. This is a legal thing that you have to do. If you see a scale on the road, you are not allowed to pass it up in this game. If you do pass it up, the police will be on your tail. They will chase you. They will fine you. You will hear the sirens. They will be angry. You will be unhappy after that. So do not ever pass up a scale. Here's a little tip for you. Albuquerque, there are 2 scales, like on either side of that city, right next to each other. Good thing to keep in mind. Most cities, it's just like 1 scale. Albuquerque is an exception, probably because I guess Bugs Bunny talked about it a lot. This is what happens. Anyway, yeah, so that's the game map right there. Now let's move on to some other informative information for you folks. There's actually there's a manual that you can access on the internet, or actually it comes with the game on a file, which is really nice. So right here you can see the controls. We have the left arrow is steer left, the right steer right, the up arrow is your acceleration, and the down arrow is your brake. E turns the engine on and off. The space bar engages or releases the handbrake, meaning the brake that you pull on and off when you're stopping somewhere. Now the motor brake that you use on the road to slow down is the B button to shift up and down gears, because you will be driving not automatic, you'll be driving manual stick shift vehicles. So left shift and left control up and down the gears. R is cruise control, and T is to attach or detach your trailer. Be careful with that button, because you don't want to press T when you're in the middle of the road and there's like people behind you, because your trailer will detach and kill them. You can see here that L is to turn on the headlights, or you can press L again and turn on high beams, but be careful, you press it a third time and they'll just turn off. You won't be able to see. Once again, you could kill someone. There's the left bracket and the right bracket for the left and right turn signal, and F is the four-way hazard signal. You'll notice if you saw our first episode, a lot of these controls are the same as for the game Bus Driver, and that's because the same company made this game, which is handy. You press the P button, it turns on and off the windshield wipers, and H honks the horn, which, is fun, I guess. If you press 1 through 5, you get different cool little camera angles, because when you're on the road, you need things to keep you company, like camera angles, I guess. And F10 is to take a pretty little screenshot. It'll go to a folder on your computer, and you can show it to your friends, which, is cool, because we all want to see your truck. Escape goes back to the main menu, and M is to go to that map I showed you earlier.